Hello, I'm Avery Kaplan at Comics Beat.
Hello.
Thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Thanks.
Thanks.
My first question is for Jeff. Jeff, I saw you posted online that you got the opportunity to visit the set and got a special sartorial gift. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was great. I did get to go to the shoot in the pilot shoot in New Zealand. I had hoped to go for more of season 1, but then of course pandemic hit and restrictions and everything. So, but it was awesome to be on the set of the pilot and to see all the sets and to see Christian and then I think it was my last day there. The Jim and Will Forte in the costume department created a shirt for me that was an exact match of Gus's plaid shirt, even the same buttons, mismatched buttons and everything. And, I didn't have enough plaid in my closet to begin with, so yeah, but it was awesome. Yeah, great experience.
Jim and Beth, my next question's for you. I understand you were in the writer's room in March 2020. Could you tell me a little bit about how COVID-19 affected the production of the show?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I remember very vividly when we were, following the news like everyone else, and we were coming to the office, and I remember thinking, should we be coming into the office? And then we learned about a little program named Zoom, which none of us had ever heard of before. And we quickly switched into the Zoom room. And I just remember I actually sent Jim a picture. I had taken a picture of us on the first day, and like our faces all kind of looked shell shocked a bit. And so we had moved into the Zoom room to finish our writer's room. And then that became our life throughout production, were Zoom meetings instead of real life meetings. And but we had luckily broken the entire series before we got into the Zoom room, but we still had a few more episodes to write, and it affected our shoot dates and just people, like Jeff said, and myself, we didn't end up going because we were limited by the government and quarantining our actors for 2 weeks, and anyone coming in and just wearing masks on set. All those kind of things affected the production.
So you mentioned you had broken the series beforehand, but I'm curious, did some of the elements like the masks and things, were those added in light of the COVID-19 pandemic, or was that something that was planned all along?
That was something planned all along, and Jim can talk about even in the pilot, which was in 2019, how that was already part of the DNA of the show.
Yeah, we shot the pilot in 2019, so it was before all that, and there was a lot of discussions on set about masks. We had medical consultants, in the hospital talking about what it would look like if a hospital was, in the middle of a pandemic, which was a crazy experience then to sort of get a preview of that and not think, man, by the time we come back and shoot the series, we're going to be in one ourselves. And then episode 2 already, like the family that has the masks, that was already in there. In episode 3, when the family, when Nancy has a bedazzled mask, that was in a script, and that was something at the time that we thought that might be a little over the top, that was, and then months later, that was a real thing, obviously. Even the way that episode 2 opens with Amy in her office, like I remember that being a thing. Like we talked about, like, well, what would happen if the world is falling apart outside? Like you just stay inside and not go out. And then all of a sudden, months later, we're shooting that, and it's like, this is kind of what we all just did. It's crazy. So, yeah, it was a wild experience, as Jeff saw with the comic of all those things coming true. It was like almost every day it was something that we had just talked about the day before in the writer's room that was then the main headline the next day. It was wild.
It was crazy.
Jeff, I have one last question for you. I don't want to spoil anything, so there are some Easter eggs, but I'm curious, of all of your comics, what other comic would you most like to see Sweet Tooth crossover with?
Oh, that's a great question. I've never got it before. I can check this out. This is Descender Sweet Tooth crossover.
Wow, that's cool.
Dustin, so I guess that would be cool. We'll do that one.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me here at Comics Beat today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.